So to build a deck that can compete well against both is going to be extremely difficult. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to restart the client just because the sound's playing up here. So I just need to fix the sound on the client. And then we'll pick... Yeah, but yeah, I think Dragon Roar for Arena needs a nerf. It needs to be in a bucket right at the top.
Welcome back!
Here we go, I've got sound now. So, 7 wins, first draft. You know, I mean, I've been making YouTube videos on and off since Hearthstone came out, even before it came out when it was back in closed beta. You know what? I'm gonna play Priest again because I want to decide whether it's okay in this format. And I've had some really good Priest runs. I think Coffin Crasher first pick's an automatic card, isn't it? Because of all the worms that you can pick up later, you know, and like you've got like ridiculous death rattle cards in Priest. So Coffin Crasher just feels like it's the absolute nuts. We take the lifesteal just to help us out against the warriors. I do like Shadow Ascendant. I really do like it. It's early enough that if I can pick it up and get a really fast deck again, it can do some work. But I think we got to go with the Phoenix. Bad card, bad card. Like, you wish it was a worm. I think we go Volatile Elemental here. Like, this guy's, you know, nice, but you can never keep him healed up. Squashling is incredible. Replicate, if it was any minion, you'd take it. But because it's friendly, it means you've got to have a board. And some of the time, as a priest, you don't have a board. It's the long and the short of it. Sleepy Dragon. It's good to have some late game. Now this one's a little bit tougher. Because there's a lot of classes that laugh at Murloc Tidehunter. They just go, that's nice, ping it. But then it's decent against Hunter. And that's the balance there. But the runt can high roll a few times as well. Like if you get a poisonous in the late game, that's obviously ridiculous. Well, here's one of those death rattle cards, and it's nice. 4 mana, 2/6 taunt. Helps you against the warriors. Well, yeah, it does help you against the warriors with their weapons. Like if they get a super collider, it kind of doesn't do much there. And I love Argent Commander, but I just think because of the death rattle as well and the Coffin Crasher we've already picked up, I'm going to take Mass Hysteria. I'm always going to take this card. There'll be games where we're losing and we're behind and they've got a good board, and Mass Hysteria is going to help us out in those situations. Well, we don't really have any spells. The Radiant Elemental is literally just a 2/3 for 2. Shadow and Pain is a good solid card. But we got a lot of early minions, and you know, even if you've sort of spammed out, you might have a late game where you've got a turn 10, you've spammed out 5 Squashlings, and then a couple of them's going to survive the following turn, and down comes the Fungal Mancer. I think Dead Ringer's the pick here, because it draws a Death Rattle minion from your deck. So it's got a good chance of pulling the Coffin Crasher. Now, if it doesn't pull the Coffin Crasher, it pulls the Shell Raiser. Or it might pull something else. And then when you do draw the Coffin Crasher, you've immediately got some nice tempo with it. So this feels pretty much like an automatic pick there. Wow, how would you pick between these three? Obviously, Spirit Lash is the nuts against Hunters due to the lifesteal. You know, they're going to make a wide board and you're healing up for like 6 instantly. The Gastropod's ridiculous as well, but the Volcanosaur is also ridiculous. So Dead Ringer's a turn 2 play. The Runt sometimes is turn 2. The Volatile Elemental's obviously turn 2. The Squashling isn't. That's like a turn 10 play. So we got a little bit going on early game there. So I'm going to go with the bigger guy here, because Priest has always been about value, really. Wowzers. Now I want to talk about the difference, the fundamental difference between these 3 cards. Okay, so Holy Nova, this is a tempo based card. So for example, you've got a 3/5, they've got a 4/4. You attack, you play Holy Nova, killing their guy and healing your guy up. Shadow Word Death is a control card. They make a big guy, you kill it. Now, both Holy Nova and Shadow Word Death are about slightly turning the tide in your favour. This is they're both reactive cards, right? So both of those cards generally aren't going to automatically win you the game. Bone Mare, however, can win you the game solely by itself. Like, you've got a Tortolan Shell Raiser in play, all of a sudden it's a 6/10. Nice. Oh, plus I've got a 5/5 hidden behind it. Nice knowing you, and you're smashing them in the face. Or you know, you're playing a Coffin Crasher on sort of turn 6, turn 7. And they're going face because they don't want to have to deal with the Coffin Crasher and what comes out of it. And then you're like, well, actually, now you've got to deal with it because it's a 10/9 taunt. So, Holy Nova and Shadow Word Death are both nice cards. But Bone Mare has the potential to just win you the game when you draw it. I really like Extra Arms. I did well with it last time. And we've got quite an early deck, so I'm going to pick it up again. Especially if I can get some more of these kind of cards, like the 3/4s. Suits the deck perfectly. Now this is normally this would be an automatic pick, the Basilisk. But again, because of these Death Rattle cards and this Coffin Crasher, like, if we come up against a lot of mages and even warriors sometimes with the weapons, paladins with the hero abilities, and obviously rogues with their hero ability, the Basilisk goes down a little bit in value. But the Basilisk does stay high in value if you've got a lot of taunts. Like, if you got taunts, but we really don't have that. The Plated Beetle is nice because obviously if you get Plated Beetle turn 2, Extra Arms on it turn 3, that's pretty savage. But I think another Tortolan Shell Raiser is the way forward there. Now, again, these are sick picks. 4/9 is such an annoying body to have to deal with. Curious Glimmerroot. Well, we've got a lot going on at turn 3, and of course there's the chance that we guess wrong as well. So I think it's Arcane Dynamo here because it gives me a chance of mind control, and it fits into the 6 mana quite well. It's not an immediate impact on the board, but all of the sort of pre-spells that cost 5 or more are stupid. You know, like the expensive pre-spells, like your opponent just goes, oh, every time you play them. So I like the idea of getting those. Second Volatile doesn't feel bad as an option. I mean, it's quite a fast deck, so, you know, you might have some board presence where Geist is doing something. We're definitely taking the Warbear here, it's just far too good to pass up. Again, it's another Death Rattle card. And a lot of the stuff you're copying, are usually good cards. It's rare that it does nothing. And it's nice knowing a card out of your opponent's deck as well, strangely enough. And I don't mind pulling it out with the Dead Ringer either. Now, there's a big downside to Piloted Reaper, and that's that it might pull my Squashling out of my hand. That'll make me extremely sad if that happens. Obviously happy if it pulls the Dead Ringer out, but it's not even great if it pulls the Runt out. It's fine if it pulls a Volatile Elemental out. This guy's just obviously utter garbage. Corpse Razor's probably the pick, because if you're giving something Death Rattle, resummon it, in a deck where I've got a lot of Death Rattles, like going, yeah, I'll just get my Tortollan Shell Razor back. Because it feels like the Shell Razors might stick around. Oh, how can you make me pick between these 3 cards? They're all utterly ridiculous. These are all top bucket, like straight away here. Power Word Shield is super nice at the start of the game, and the Etin and the Temple Enforcer. I think for the curve we go with the Temple Enforcer. Though there's an argument, like, because a lot of our, if you look at our 5-drops here, like none of them are particularly aggressive at all, which means that when we get to turn 6, we want to get something aggressive out there. We can't afford to have turn 5 and turn 6 doing absolutely nothing. So yes, the Furious Etin is the best card out of the 3 of them. But we've got big guys at 7 already. So it's important, you know, look at the composition of your deck and plan out what your possible turns are there. Now, a lot of the time I'd snap pick this Tar Creeper, but we've got a lot going on, and silence is really important. Like, I can't state how important silence is here. So Magma Rager and Wax Elemental, both complete garbage. So we just take Circle of Healing and pray it actually does something. I'd love to take a Swamp Ooze here, but that's a Violet Worm and it's got Death Rattle, and I've got a Coffin Crasher, so we have to take the Violet Worm. Like, basically I have to try and win the game there. But the Frost Rider is a great turn 3 play for Priest. High toughness, survives a lot of what your opponent's doing on turn 3. And if you get an extra arms on it, it's stupid. There's an argument for Omega Medic. To give you that extra bit of reach against hunters when they're beating you up. Second extra arms. maybe doesn't feel terrible. So it's interesting. Let's see where we go with this. We didn't have a mind control, which is the card I'm saddest about. And the fact that we don't have a mind control is exactly why I took the silence. Because there might be situations where he's got a massive taunt that you just don't want to deal with. But I really love Priest when it does get mind control. It is just the perfect card to like take the game away from the opponent at the end.
Anduin versus Rexxar.
Let the hunt begin.
The light shall bring victory.
So these two cards are both fantastic against Hunter. Oh, it just gets better and better this hand.
Greetings, traveler.
Greetings.
Like going first against Hunter. I mean, if he's got a candle shot, he's got a candle shot, but both of these cards, which he does, both of these cards replace themselves. So we lose a bit of tempo, we do get some replacement cards. Oh, well, that's an interesting draw there. So obviously it makes his candle shot redundant.
Astounding.
Yep, nice top deck. Have a multi-shot.
Tortola, preserve us!
We've got to get the card out of his hand, so...
The universe unravels.
Cloning Gallery. I've got a lot of death rattles in my deck. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Now he's going to put a taunt down, go face. Oh, okay, so yeah, he's just going to go face with everything, possibly. Oh, okay, nice.
Good morning, your brain. I'm unstable.
So we've got more arms for killing his guy next turn. Or the Bone Mare, of course. think healing up's important there, because fundamentally I'm on 6 life.
Keeps out arrows.
That's exactly what I was hoping for. Right, some taunts.
Pinch of death cup, heel of shoe.
It's playtime.
Shame there's no coffin crasher there. That would have been living the dream, I think, completely. More guys. Ooh.
Leave me be.
Big boy for the bone mare.
We hear your heart.
I'm on 4. Well, I'm glad that wasn't Wind Fury, that's all I'm going to say. Because he had lethal if that was Wind Fury. Woo! Got lucky there, didn't we? No, we go face here, that's lethal. We've got extra arms here. Right, let's play this properly. He's probably not happy about losing with that warrior deck. Like, he had turn 1 candle shot and the first 3 minions I made all had 1 toughness. I think the first 4 minions I played all had 1 toughness. So maybe he's a little bit salty with the RNG getting me a cloning gallery there. Not that the other 2 options were particularly terrible. You know, the other 2 options were decent as well. I think, what was it, Holy Nova and Mass Hysteria?
Anduin versus Geralt.
Or was it Holy Fire, possibly?
Victory or death.
The light shall bring victory.
A little bit of me really wants to keep this Arcane Dynamo. Because we've got 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. No, not the best.
Nice little raptors.
Well, this is a bonus. I'm assuming there's going to be a whirlwind effect coming from his side of the board. So I'm going to run them in.
Big, sharp, pointy teeth!
Ride the polar bear express.
Now this isn't as bad as it looks, because you're thinking, oh well, he just runs a 2-3 into the 2-2, but the 2-2 spawns a pair of 1-1s. So I get a little bit of value out of those 1-1s as well, being able to finish off one of the 2-3s depending on how he trades. Yeah, so he's traded completely pointlessly. It's like, why did you do that? It didn't make any sense at all.
The glory is mine.
So what looks like a good trade from him to start with, and then he's like, he does it, and he's like, oh yeah, this is actually shocking. And that is incredible value. That really is incredible value. He goes weapon, do nothing.
Shells up!
So if I do it this way, because I've got Circle of Healing, he can like smash my guy down a few points and then I can heal it up quite considerably afterwards.
Shells up!
The glory is mine.
If he's got a brawl, he's got a brawl, but whatever I'm left with gets +1, assuming the 6-10 dies.
Pinch of death cap, heel of shoe.
The lower are my shield.
Oh, well there's good old Coffin Crasher.
Let's crash the sky.
The glory is mine.
So I want to have a good death rattle in my hand rather than just this volatile elemental. Beautiful.
Just me and Mr. Bitey.
Tortola, preserve us!
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
So the fact that he just attacked my face for 5 makes me think he's got something like a Super Collider he's just drawn. So obviously I'm going to stick the 1-1 in the middle here.
I should beat you. The Frost Wolves stand ready.
So again, I'm thinking he's still going to have that super collider. I don't want the 8-7 smashing into the 4-12. Oh.
Wow.
Now, I already had him dead with extra arms, but I just wanted to tilt him more by looking as though, oh, I've just topped deck lethal. I'm so lucky. No, I had it the whole time. It's just funnier that way, isn't it? So yeah, we did well against that warrior. You know, Priest seems... I think because you used to Priest basically the mana curve starting at round sort of turn 5 or 6, the fact that it's got a lot of faster cards than historically what Priest does in Arena has given it a strange little edge to it where it's maybe okay. Obviously all the previous times I played Priest I did really well. Now this is the start you want. Going first against Hunter. Lifesteal. Bit of death rattling. This is the hand that gives me a chance to survive against them. Well, he's gone turn 2, do nothing. I think the Elemental's better here. I think if he has Candle Shot, he just plays it turn 1. Because, you know, that's what you do. If I play the Runt, it just dies to him coining out a lot of stuff.
I wonder.
Oh, I guess he's got
This
some.
beast will not be tamed.
Seems fine.
I moves quickly.
And that seems fine as well.
Don't mess with me.
Because potentially it sets up the Runt next turn. If that can be poisonous or something, it'll be a nice little bonus.
Food?
No, apparently not. It's the cheaty. So there's no point attacking his face for one, because he just heals up with the cheaty straight afterwards. So what you're doing by attacking his face is giving him the option of where he gets to trade afterwards. So we're looking for a Shell Razor or something next turn off the top of the deck. Fail miserably at getting everything. So we'll just chuck the Runt out there. I think it's better than playing the Spellbreaker. Like, the Spellbreaker's too valuable for its silence.
We hear your heart.
Again, more annoyance. so he probably goes face if I play this. I can't imagine him trading into that and risking me getting a Violet Worm for free. Like, I mean, if he's got... Well, I honestly, I'm not sure why he's just not going face there and going... Like, why is he not hitting me for 10, 12 in the face this turn? Like, just go face for 12 with the hero ability. It just makes the most sense. Like, if I have a Violet Worm there, he's in so much trouble. Well, I was really hoping for taunt, but it turns out that would be asking too much. So we'll just have to get it off the Bone Mare instead. Yeah, there's no way I'm attacking into a freezing trap. Like, I'm not attacking into a minion either in case it's a venomous trap. So it's literally turn my guy into a 9/16, pass the turn, and hope you don't have Hunter's Mark. Or anything that gives your guy poisonous. See, I would have been dead if he'd just gone face last turn.
I wonder.
I honestly have no idea why he just took the entirety of the turn playing two hunting, like, he just goes, right, Hunting Mastiff, Hunting Mastiff, Hunting Mastiff, kills me. And yet somehow that took him the entirety of the turn there to go, oh yeah, I can just play these and win. Yeah, so basically I've just got a terrible hand. I just went, yeah, turn 4, do absolutely nothing. Turn 5, do absolutely nothing. There were so many cards in my deck to actually help me out in the early game, and I drew none of them. This is really important draw for us because this isn't very good turn 3. Sure, if it kills a 3/2, yeah, it's great. But there's a chance that Warrior just sort of coins out something bigger. So even if he coins out like a 4/5, I've still got this and then the Fire Plume Phoenix to deal with it next turn. As it turns out, we get lucky. So he might coin out a 4/4 here. Which is exactly what he does. So, that's just perfect. That was the dream. Because now Corpse Razor actually does something. And we've got Coffin Crasher into Violet Worm. So this guy's ridiculously angry now. He needs his Super Collider. Otherwise it's good game. And he doesn't have Super Collider. If he did, he'd have played it instantly. I'm going to go face there. I'm happy he's 4-6 killing one of my 3-3s because the other one will just finish it off next turn, or I'll finish it off with the Coffin Crasher and heal up. And I've got Spellbreaker to piss him off as well.
I should meet you.
So again, this makes him angry because he can't throw his 2-1 into it.
I'm fast and furious!
Back to work.
And now we get a free Violet Worm.
A stranger, where are you suffering? I can't decide.
So all of my cards trade favourably with all of his. So I'm just going to go face there.
5 more minutes, man.
Yeah, he's got tiny minions, I've got huge minions and a nice heal. That gets silenced and is dead. Oh, okay, he's still dead.
Well played. Your magic shall not save you.
Just out-tempoed him completely. That's nice. I've got huge guys. Yeah, Coffin Crasher into free Violet Worm just goes lol. It's such a ridiculous combo. It's like when I got that Coffin Crasher, that's why I took the Violet Worm. Even though there were other ridiculous cards there as opposed to the Violet Worm, it's like no, it just has to be done. It just wins me games.
Anduin versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
Ugh,
Light
there's
shall
that
bring
really
victory.
ugly circle of healing. Ooh. Nice Deadringer.
I should meet you.
Depending on what he does, I either play the Deadringer. If he plays a 2-3, I coin out the Acolyte maybe. If he just passes the turn and does nothing, then obviously I just play the Deadringer. And the fact that I just drew the volatile elemental's really good as well, improves the chance of me getting one of the good cards.
Pain or suffering, I can't decide.
So I might go double squashling next turn. It's an option. It feels a little bit better than volatile elemental past the turn. If he goes face with the 3/3 here, obviously I've got extra arms to completely ruin his day. And there's no reason for him to go face, because I'm going to heal up for 3 anyway. So he kind of has to kill it. And again, he's just spent another turn doing absolutely nothing. So I guess we just go double squashling here. Because it's a little bit more aggressive. And then next turn we've got double extra arms at the very worst. Like it's a 4-2 on turn 4. You know, that's the way I think of it there.
Rotten to my core.
That mass hysteria is quite nice. Maybe we coin out the arcane dynamo.
I must consider.
Because if we coin out the arcane dynamo, he runs his 4/5 into it. The 2/1 finishes off the 4/5, but there's a lot you could do to deal 1 damage to it.
I must consider.
Or we can double pump this guy, take him out.
Must move quickly.
Yeah. And just hope he doesn't have that same whirlwind effect. Let's face it, all warriors do have. This is what I was saying when I was drafting the cards about my turn 6. Like, this was like quite a weak turn 6. But we've got a devastate out of him, so awesome.
What is my purpose?
The universe unravels.
So I'm gonna wait a while before picking, because if I like snap pick Psychic Scream, if I just go whoosh, like that, he's gonna be like, well, that's obviously a Mind Control or a Psychic Scream.
I must consider.
So at least this way, it makes him think that maybe I've got some terrible cards to choose from. Not that there's really any bad cards.
What now?
So the idea is that he runs his 2 guys in to kill my 3/4. I'm going to spell break his 3/6. and then smash whatever he plays with my 7/7. He might have a super collider and attack the 3/4 there, and then finish off the 7/7 with his 3/6. Right. Well, he'd have to attack the 7/7 for that one, wouldn't he, to finish it off. Well, he'll probably. I think he's good for taking the extra 4 damage there. But we're now in a situation where if he overcommits to the board... hi, J Bings, you're a bit late today.
A blade be thirsty.
So yeah, this is where we're just going to destroy him, really, with the silence.
Your magic shall not save you.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
Well, this is my second draft. My first one I got to 7 wins with Mage. I had 2 blast waves in it. It probably goes a fair way towards explaining how I finished with 7 wins on that one. But I also lost some of those games to some ridiculous RNG. I lost to a Dragon Roar that pulled out Ysera and the 8 cost 4/8 that deals 2 damage to everything when it comes into play. So it was like, yeah, well, yeah, that's Dragon Roar. You high roll a lot of the time with it. I've got double Ysera off a Dragon Roar. I've also got a Ysera and a I've forgotten his name. The 9-drop Emeris, the 9-drop that doubles the health. So, and then I went, oh look, I've got an 8/24 Ysera the following turn. I'm so special. Oh, how lucky! Lol, kill your guys. So, I mean, this is an incredible hand, isn't it? Violet Worm, Sleepy Dragon, Mass Hysteria, Psychic Scream. Like, you've got to feel pretty confident in this spot.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
Corpse Razor on a Violet Worm. Feels good, man. I mean, the great thing about Violet Worm is, even if he silences it, it's still a 7/7. It's not like, oh, I've dealt with it. Got that silence, lucky me. Like, no, it's still a 7/7 and it's beating you up pretty badly. Like, this is such a tedious hand for any warrior. Like, if I could, like, if there was a way in the game to just show my opponent my hand, I'd go, look, this is my hand. Do you want to concede now? You can't possibly win. Oh my god. Oh, this is too good. Oh, dear god. Right, randomly get the best card out of my opponent's deck. Yeah, I'll take that.
Wow.
I'll give him a wow because that was stupid. Oh, unlucky. He's playing Dragon Slayer the turn before I play Dragon Roar. Oh, and now he's thinking, why did I just play that? And of course I low roll it. That makes complete sense that I low roll it there. Oh, that is shocking, isn't it? That is absolutely shocking.
The grave buys you no rest.
Job done. Yeah, that's not how we wanted that one to work out. So I'm in just control mode here. It's like we're just running him out of cards. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to get this guy back, obviously, because of the death rattle. I suddenly went, oh yeah, it doesn't work that way. Because all the 1/1s are going to pop out, and he's not going to pop back out. It's like, didn't think that one through, did ya? Yeah, that was a non-bow from me there. But instead, we'll do just the whole. Yeah, I'm just gonna smash your face. Smashing your face feels pretty good. Well, you might as well run your guy in. And it's like, and he's done all that, and I've got all of these cards to his one.
Preserve us.
I've just made him use everything in his entire deck. I'm not going to chuck too much out there. There's no reason to overcommit to this board. I mean, in theory, he could still have a Deathwing in his deck. I mean, he's got a Dragon Roar, right? So he's going to be drawing 2 big dragons at some point. That's his hope. What I would like to have done was to have 7 1/1s and then Psychic Scream them all into his deck. Just to make his draws really bad.
Fast and furious!
Well, that ends the game quite quickly, doesn't it?
Shells up.
Like, I'm just putting stuff in the right order for the Super Collider. Oh, and you've lost. You've lost. And you've lost. And you've still lost. And you've lost. Why are you doing 5 Warpaths? Is there some reason you're doing what? You just want to waste both of our time? Because I could see that you've lost. They've got to get the stuff in. That's the thing about this game. Like, people can't just... Oh, here we go. We've got the blurry bug again. It happens every time I get a new quest. It's like drunk draft time. Ribbo has had a bit too much to drink and all the cards are blurry. Yeah, every time you get a new quest when you play an arena, you get an arena win, the game just goes super blurry. We had this, I think, either on the last draft or the one before that. Yeah, it's like... Am I wearing the wrong glasses here? Yeah, every menu, super blurry. Look at that. Eh? I'm not giving away what decks I've been playing here, am I? You can't recognise a thing there. So yeah, just excuse me a moment while I restart the client. Blizzard does not like me winning. No winning for you, says Blizzard. We've had enough of that today. Da, 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 da.
There's some serious
Well, people are
competition
starting to
in
log
here
on and
tonight.
follow now. So I'm guessing all the transatlantic people are just home from work. Just inside time to see a nice blurry game of Hearthstone. So my first draft finished at 7 wins, which is always the target when you're drafting, because 7 wins gives you 150 gold, gets you another run. We'll see how we can... Oh, here we go. So you might just want to go away and get a cup of tea and come back in 40 minutes, because this is not going to be a fast game. And I might lose this because he probably has mind control, and I obviously don't have mind control, and that could be the crucial card here. If I'm playing Violet Worm and he's just like, yeah, that's my Violet Worm now. Yeah, no reason to play a volatile elemental here, is there? Let's be honest. Ooh, great draws.
We'll offer you aid.
And this works even better in my favour because he didn't have a turn 2 play. So this ruins his tempo even more. Because he probably has a turn 3 play and he can't even do that now.
As long as it keeps out arrows.
Tortola, preserve us!
So if I can Corpse Razor on the 2/6, that would be incredible.
5 more minutes, man.
And he low rolls his 2-drop. Oh, that's got to be depressing, hasn't it? That's got to be so depressing, that one. Like, that is sad times from him, isn't it?
I wonder.
The future is now!
There is not a more depressing 2-drop than that in Priest. It's very hard to damage. Well, if he just got another mind control, I might be in trouble. Oh, he's got an extra arms, that does it. Here we go. He still can't kill it though. Yeah, he actually doesn't want to attack it. It's one of those weird things. So we could Spellbreak. It's not a bad target for the Spellbreaker. It really isn't.
I wonder. Your magic shall not save you.
The future is now. Shells up.
So just in case he's got Holy Nova, I just want to get this guy back to 3 health. Obviously you can have Mass Hysteria here.
Come, my pretty birds. Get me out of here!
Okay, so we're obviously killing that instant. Why did he do that this turn? He's got more arms. Why would he do that? Why would he let... See, he suddenly realised, he's like, oh yeah. And now he gets a Seance. So it's a nice little combo that for him. But, again, we can just carry on going face here and kind of like ruin his tempo, really.
I must.
The brain buys you no rest.
So we have to keep the board clear
The future is now.
because of his more arms.
Shells up.
Hand is too full.
Oh, and he's lost a Fungal Mancer.
Get me out of here!
It's like, yeah, you can do your combo, but there you go. There's the Holy Nova as predicted.
In the light's name.
So we'll be playing Squashling.
Shells up.
It was a particularly good order to his casting there, wasn't it?
So I could Fire Plume Phoenix the 1/2. Or I could just lose one of my guys. Like this Corpse Raiser.
Awaken.
Yeah. And then do 4 Squashlings.
The future is now.
So he's gone, oh, I've got this ridiculous combo. Test subject, Seance on it. Get back another Seance and a test subject and a more arms. And I've gone, I'll just spur guys onto the board. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty good actually.
The future is now. Shells up.
So he needs a Mass Hysteria, like pretty sharpish. He's not even getting to 10 mana in this game. You know, he sat there with like 4 mind controls in his hand.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
Yeah, that does nothing at all.
You have bet.
And he's suddenly gone, yeah, this does nothing at all. I'm going to concede. You know, what looks like a good concept in theory of playing the test subject and putting a Seance on it, it was just a turn where he did nothing. It's like, oh, you've just spent 3 mana and you've got a 0/2. Like, eh? Okay, kill it and you can do the exact same the next turn. Why not just play test subject and Seance next turn? Because you've got them both in your hand, rather than put them out on the board and have me kill them and both return to your hand.
The light shall
Do
bring
something
victory.
productive with your mana. So yeah, if he'd thought that through a bit better, he might have had a chance. So I'm playing against Warlock. Warlock's normally pretty aggressive. There's a little bit of me that wants to play the Squashling, however, I can play the Frost Rider and then double Squashling the following turn.
I hope you like my invention.
Ride the polar bear express.
Like, this is why I took this card, because turn 3, it's just ridiculous play. And now he's got to coin out something to deal with it.
I'm like everyone's biggest fan.
Ooh.
The glory is mine.
Well, I was going to do something else there, but then I drew my Dead Ringer. Let's see if it'll get my Coffin Crasher out of my deck. Not that I'll be playing it with just a volatile elemental, but it's one part of the combo. Tortol and Shellraiser, even better.
Tortola, preserve.
Oh, he's just played Mortal Coil. So you're there going, well, let's see if you've got another Mortal Coil. Otherwise, this game might be over.
How long can this go on?
So this plays pretty easy.
The glory is mine.
Let's get a wide board.
The glory is mine.
Shells.
Oh, I love going first in Hearthstone. It's just such a wonderful feeling, isn't it? Got a Hellfire? Going first is just absolute heaven. Pretty good draw. So I'm just going to carry on keeping the board clear here, because obviously if he's got something like a Hellfire, he could have killed my guy because it would have busted his guy. See, look how many cards I've traded. Look how many ridiculous cards I've traded against that. Right. Just feels absolutely fantastic.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable. Great show today, folks. It's all right.
You call that a
So, we've got a 50-50 here. Like, if we take out his 4-4, then we just win the game. But if we do 3 damage to that, we can finish it off with the Spring Rocket. So, all in all, I think it works out perfectly.
Don't mess with me.
suffering. I can't decide.
So yeah, that was definitely the better of the two options, as it turns out. And now I've got 15 power on the board. And he does have a twisting number.
A stranger will offer you aid.
Well, it's a nice pint-sized summoner. But I want to put a Fungal Mancer on these two cards next turn.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor witch.
Very, very saddening.
What you looking at?
That's also a little bit saddening. Ooh. That's better.
The future is now. Summoning portal open.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah, be.
I will purify the fallen.
Mushroom power!
Coming through.
Oh, he's got a Defile. Lucky him. I guess not. So yeah, the Twisting Nether really helped him out there. But maybe we just...
Mushroom punch!
we just sit on a couple of cards. He can't really beat us up for 4 here. We chuck down
Float
a Mass
like a
Hysteria.
butterfly. Sting like a bee!
I think we Oracle first. Just to get the card. Yeah, I'm actually going to do the same thing. Well, none of these cards are particularly good. Wow, really? You're going to do this to me? Really?
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
So I low roll both of my abilities, and he high rolls both of his abilities. Welcome to RNG.
You're so sweet.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
Yep, that was some absolutely brutal RNG there. Absolutely savage. Yep, you win this one.
You have best.
Yep, twisting nether. That's what did it. And like I said, you know, right at the start of this draft, it said when you get up to 6 wins, these are the cards people have to have. They have to have a twisting nether, otherwise their terrible deck is just terrible and they lose, which is what I did to him. I was just smashing him in the face. And then he goes, oh look, I've drawn my twisting nether off the top. I guess I win now.
Anduin versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
The light shall bring victory.
Well, I've got my Dead Ringer. I'm kind of tempted, because it's Warrior, to keep the Violet Worm as well, in the hope of drawing the Coffin Crasher. Because, like, you coin out a turn 5 Coffin Crasher.
Greetings.
Could just mean you win right there.
I don't have enough mana.
Yes, you definitely have enough mana for a volatile elemental. So it's looking like double squashling next turn. Why would you do that? I'm failing to understand why you would do that. That seems really bad. Maybe that's just me. I'll just take the shield off my own stone skin basilisk for no reason. Like, this is literally one of the best cards in the game, and he's just made it completely worthless.
What now?
Just to, like, force through a couple of points of damage. And he's completely wasted his weapon as well. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Oh! Here we go. But I think we've got to wait a turn because we've got Crystalline Oracle in hand.
Ride the polar bear express.
Combo is on, boys. Coffin Crasher into Violet Worm. Or maybe it's going to be Coffin Crasher into Bone Drake. Which is a little bit sadder, really, isn't it?
Let's crash this party!
Thing is, if he sees... Oh, no, it could be into... Oh, look. Whew, I saw the word Death Rattle on us, and I was like, please don't have Death Rattle. Now, he might want to go face, but then if I'm putting extra arms on the 6/5... If he goes face and I got Corpse Razor on the Coffin Crasher, and that's going to pull out both the Bone Drake and the Violet Worm... Oh, it's the Bone Drake. How lucky! The RNG is in my favour today. was a pretty good dragon. Worm. Fat worm. What are you doing about my fat worm?
Go away.
Well, that's an interesting pick, isn't it? That is a very interesting pick.
Consider.
Now, next turn, we've got this guy into this guy. Like, I'll have a 7/9 rush taunt.
For the War Chief!
So he's just praying he can go face as best he can. Unfortunately, this circle of healing is going to wreck him so hard.
Well played.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? That was pretty good. So the card I was least happy picking up there, Circle of Healing, turned out just to completely destroy him in that game. But he didn't play Warrior like a lot of people played Warrior. He was like properly going face with it rather than like playing the control game.
Anduin.
I think if like my Coffin Crasher had actually got my Violet Worm out, I would have destroyed him super fast. This I'm worried about because I'm against a Paladin at 6 wins. Like this is never good, right? And we're going second. And I've got nothing for dealing with his weapon. So we've got a Mass Hysteria, which helps us out a hell of a lot going second here. Yeah, this is a pretty rubbish hand. Going second, we might be getting absolutely smashed because Paladin's typically very aggressive. Like, I'm seriously thinking I've just got to drop this Squashling turn 2. Even if he just makes a 1/1, I've got to drop a Squashling.
Let me think.
Reporting for duty.
Like, the Squashling doesn't do anything otherwise. And if he goes face with his 1/1, that would be incredible. Because he might go face with a 1/1 and play like a 3/3 or something.
Tortola, preserve us!
So we've got to do this because it survives the true silver, and then we get an extra arms on it, and then maybe another extra arms. If he's got a true silver here, I'm sad.
Mushroom power!
That's also extremely sad. And, you know, that's what happens when you go first. That is exactly what happens going first. You get to play the Fungal Mancer. So, we've got a mass hysteria for resetting the board. So, we just got to hope he overcommits in a savage way. And my mass hysteria sort of just comes up here. Psychic Scream. I really like that cloning gallery. Like, I really would like that cloning gallery. But I just can't take it. Now he knows there's going to be cards like Psychic Scream
Let me
that I'm going to be drawing there.
For the crusade!
So he's thinking, do I really want to overcommit to this board?
Reporting for duty. I'm warning you. I'm unstable. I wonder.
So obviously my huge concern is that he goes wide here.
Stand ready.
Your magic shall not save you.
Like going second against a fast aggressive deck,
Behold the might
especially
of
when
Lord
like
Wind.
everyone's at 6 wins, usually isn't going to end that well. Like if I was going first, I have mind control this next turn. I get to take the Stormwind champion. Good things happen.
Reporting for duty.
Like the difference between going first and going second is just so huge. There's so many ways he just kills me here. Like, there's so many good paladin cards we haven't seen yet. He can turn my guy into a 3/3. He can dino size his guy to 10/10. He can play like a weapon and give all of his guys +1/+1 after attacking. There's so many stupid cards here.
by the holy light!
And there we go. So like I said, the difference between going first and second is just the difference between day and night. Like, I'm on about 20 more life if I go first in that game. Like, the Fungal Mancer doesn't hit 2 targets. The Mind Control takes the 6/6 before he can do anything, therefore he's doing like 4... Well, he's doing like 10 less damage with those guys. And that's kind of what you do. You know, when you get to 6 wins, you're just going, well, hopefully I can just go first. Because if I'm going second, I know my opponent has got a solid deck. My opponent's deck has beaten 6 people already. So he obviously knows how to build his deck. So it's basically 2 good decks just going, well, who's going first? Oh, you're going first, you win. Kriparian, in a lot of his drafts, he says that going first is basically starting the game with 30 life against your opponent's 15 life. Like, that's how big of a swing it is on average. Like, if you're going second, you basically somehow have to win the game on half the life total that your opponent has. And I do think Blizzard still needs to address this issue. I think possibly the way I'd like them to fix it is by the person going second having a second coin given to them on turn 4. I think that'd fix a lot of the issues. Because you having 1 more mana once for the first 9 turns of the game, and your opponent having 1 more mana 8 times for the first 9 turns of the game, is far too much for the 1 extra card that going second gets you.